that men and women have different goals in communicating. Men are from Mars, and women are from Venus.
I love
In
it.
her Project 6 speech, Joan Casman reflects on the accuracy of that statement,
Yes.
as she suggests that maybe we are all from Mars. Please welcome Joan Casman.
Woo! I love it.
That's right.
Michael had the sensitivity of a bar of soap.
No.
This was a statement that I used to describe my ex-husband when talking to a friend. My male friend replied, "We prefer it that way." Well, I didn't follow up with him to find out exactly what he meant, nor did I clarify what I meant when I said that Michael was not particularly sensitive, and even why it was important to me. We went on to talk about other topics and never got back to that. But I mulled this over. I pondered. And the next day, I consulted one of my experts on male behavior and thinking processes, Will, my personal trainer. I see Will 3 times a week, which in my life is more than I see and talk to just about anybody else. And when Will and I train, we have these pauses, these rest periods that last anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So of course we talk. And we talk on a variety, just to give you some idea of what we talk about, we've talked about how to squeeze toothpaste out of the tube. Will prefers the roll it up method from the squeeze anywhere. I don't really care. We talked about the presidential election, but just only on the day after. Movie classics, music preferences, and I, of course, talk about which I think are the hottest guys in the gym that day. Will's take on this comment about men prefer it that way is that men don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be, that feeling of anxiety when approaching a woman. I thought, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then I got thinking that maybe it's not quite as clear-cut as John Gray would have us believe. Maybe it's not that men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Well, where do you reside? Are you from Mars? Are you from Venus? Maybe we're all from Mars. Maybe we all don't want to really get into that emotional feeling place. Possibility. Well, for me, I've always spent most of my life as a thinking person in my head. I'd much rather think about something than feel it. And I actually did quite a bit of avoidance with this. What would happen for much of my life is I would eat over it. And I don't just mean a little, I mean a lot. I mean, you have to eat a lot of food to get up to almost 200 pounds.
Wow.
And I never would get to the feeling place. I would just have the thought, I'm going to eat something, and then I would do it, and that would numb the feelings, and then I'd just go on. Well, that's changed, as you know. I'm no longer 200 pounds.
No.
And,
Yay!
I'm not eating over it anymore. Well, what that means is that I now have these feelings that I didn't really want to feel before. Feelings like despair, jealousy, disappointment, frustration, anger, insecurity, guilt, and overwhelmment. But I also realized that I'm an equal opportunity, non-feeling person. I don't like the positive feelings any much more than I like the negative feelings. I choke now. Are you
Okay.
okay?
Thank you for your sincere concern.
I don't like the positive feelings any more than the negative ones. That, again, I'm coming from my head, not my heart, which means that I have the to-do list and then the task list and the goals, and I check everything off, and then I start with a whole new list. It's really hard for me to stop and feel the achievement, to feel pride, to feel success, and to feel joy. But I made a decision that I'm going to do it differently this year, and that this is the year I want to live with an open heart.
Ah. Oh, yes.
What does that mean? That means that I want to connect with people on a different way. I want to connect so that I'm really listening to the person and really understanding who they are. I want to express my emotions, and I want to be genuine. This is so out of my comfort zone. Well, not only feeling my emotions, but expressing them means that there's a certain level of vulnerability here, which is a risk, isn't it?
Yes.
Right? When we express our emotions. What it means is that not being passive and sitting quietly when I get annoyed and saying, Emily, I'm really angry and hurt at what you just said. Or telling my sister Sharon, stop telling me how I should live my life. Or going up to that cute guy at the gym, that guy at the gym, starting a conversation, saying, hey, how about you and I have dinner tonight? Yes, there's a certain level of vulnerability with it, but there's also the possibility, the benefit of being genuine, of really connecting with someone and really knowing who each of us is. I want you to all take out your phones and your address books, because I have moved. I've changed my address. I'm no longer living on Mars. I've moved to Venus. Who's coming with me?